I've officially decided to start streaming regularly again, because I've been not streaming, and I like not streaming, but it also means that I don't do any work. I get barely anything done. But okay. Speaking of not getting anything done, I did actually get some stuff done off stream. But it was basically brainstorming for motivations of characters, and it was useful. So, I guess, I was lying 5 seconds ago when I said I didn't get anything done. But that's neither here nor there, because what I need to do is I need to put some of that into action now. It was basically, okay. So I see here, first of all, invalid assignment, default variables of type dictionary to type ref counted evaluator. Huh. Interesting. So, does this not have the thing that it needs? Hang on. Add-ons, dialogue. Okay. I don't know why that wasn't there. Oh wait, does that mean that I didn't actually get my... Hang on. I need to go to my other computer, because I don't think I committed some stuff. Man, I miss having central air because my apartment is like the hottest room in the like whole, or in our apartment. Because my office has all of my computers and me in it. But okay, I think what happened is I was working on my other laptop. Because the one that I use for streaming is like so tethered to like, it has like 6 cables coming out of it, excluding the power cable. Let's see. Let's push this. Okay, I see. Yes, okay, so the issue was... I'm gonna close this as well, because that doesn't take nicely to, like, that. Okay, so now I think I've pushed all my stuff. But because there's Git modules, it's all fucked up. So let's try pulling now from here. But yeah, it was kind of a mistake to use a, ah well, whatever. It's been updarted. Okay. Now if we go in, it should work properly. So I should be able to talk to him. Okay. So why did the governor want you following me? Okay, so basically what's happening right now we have a guy following us. He's very tiny, but he's going to be larger in the final game. And, basically, we've been given what they're calling personal security while we're in the city, but in reality, it was because it was sort of like a compromise between the head of police and, like, the governor of the area. Because the head of police still thinks you're a suspect in whatever crime they're investigating, and the governor doesn't want you to be hassled because, like, he doesn't want because that's bad for tourism, to have, like, foreigners being hassled. So the compromise was to have a personal security, quote-unquote, who's following you and monitoring you. And basically tries not to alert you to that fact. And then I think what he can do is, let's see. So it's clear you're watching me as much as keeping me safe. I have an instinct for this sort of thing. Okay. So, do I actually want to do anything here? I think what I could do is I'm going to have two options for how to complete this quest. One is this, or where you look at this light, but you have Oleander with you. And he's going to notice someone and run after them. And if you don't have that, you can go to Sadok and have him personally ask you. But okay. That all makes sense. What is this? Check if there's no special label. Oh, I see. I forget when notify is supposed to happen. That's some like advanced thing that I don't remember. But okay. Yeah, let's start with that little bit of the quest where we have Oleander. So weekly, oh yeah, weekly's fucked. Where am I looking at? Quests, major quests, nightlight, rework, Oleander asking you questions, chase. We're chasing the strange figure. So we'll need basically a different thing for this. But let's go to I need to figure out where all this stuff is. I think my next game is gonna be one with like 5 characters, because this is too much. But okay, the main thing we have is when do we go to phase nightlight? Has follower Oleander. Okay, so if we're following the player, and if we are at, so like if journal task is active, nightlights, and we are within. Actually, we could just have like context light active or something like that. No, wait, no. That's gonna be... Okay, where's Stock? There he is. I guess this is fine. Yeah, let's have this and then like context light active. Because yeah, what I'm going to do is for this street corner, since I already have to have the chase function here, we're going to do var world equals get tree current scene. There we are. So now what we'll do instead is... Do we use anything with this? I guess I'll keep this here. And we'll have context chase with Oleander. So main speaker within green streetlight? Is that what it was? Green street lamp. Oleander points into the green, or points at something. He chases after it. And what we'll do is we're gonna have like a false here maybe. So this will be like Saddam equals true. Actually, I guess what I could do instead is just have the speaker NPC base 2D. Hopefully this is still valid. Yeah, basically if speaker.id equals stock. And this will be helpful because this means that I can just like have whichever NPC, like when I re-implement context in 3D, I can just have it, you know, do something to the speaker to make them chase the character. Else get free current scene, go to scene path, Oleander, chase scene. Okay. And for now, honestly, I think it's going to be exactly the same as this one. Well, no, it can't be exactly. Yeah. Let's get created in here. Let's also remove... I have a Steam controller on my desk. And I'll put it over here. I mentioned it before. I'm kind of liking the Steam controller because it's not as useful for like first-person shooters as I was hoping, because I was hoping the trackpad would sort of do an almost good job of approximating a mouse, and it doesn't. Imagine using a laptop trackpad for a first-person shooter, but the trackpad can only be moved with your thumb. It's not very good. But it is good for a bunch of other games that I was surprised by. Yeah, I think, what do you say? Let's just have this. Let's have the dark figure. I wonder who it's going to be. Who in Oleander's life is he looking for? So yeah, this is almost exactly the same image as the other one. Also, I completely forgot what I was saying, like what I was getting to. I know that I was almost at a point. I had almost gotten to the point of what I was going to say, and then I have completely forgotten it. Oh well. I'll figure it out someday. I'll look at the footage. I keep forgetting. I don't need to actually make this look good. Okay, so this is going to be Crab Hill, I guess Nightlight would be the better one. Okay, and this will have a similar thing where we do like, trying to figure out what on earth was I talking about that I like completely forgot. Oh yeah. Steam controller. Yeah, because the big downside of the Steam controller is the fact that you have to use Steam to use it. Like, if I just, like, try to play my game with it, it will just not work at all on Windows. And on Linux, it kind of works, except for the right pad is just like a analog stick, and it feels awful. And so that makes it basically unusable for anything that isn't on Steam. Especially a game that I'm testing where I need to run it really frequently and would not, like, it'd be infeasible to run my game through Steam. So yeah, that was my big conclusion. But overall, I guess if you only play games on Steam, it's good. Just not as good at things that I was hoping it would be good at. So I can see why it was not very popular. But okay. I'm gonna assume he's chasing after a woman. I don't know who the woman is yet. Maybe that's part of the mystery of him, of Oleander, as a character. Wait, no. It wouldn't be a woman with hair exposed. Should be wearing a headscarf. And the dress would be much longer. Okay, this is basically good. Okay. So this is gonna be, spooky woman. So where is our template? Chase Oleander. How do I... Is it not, like, letting me scroll? Did something, like, happen to the thing? I can't pan at all, huh? Wait, wrong thing. I can't click anything. Am I holding a button? I guess I'll just close it and restart. Okay, so I can pan this. So I think something just happened to Godot. I was hoping that, like, working on a simpler game, I wouldn't constantly run into technical problems, but it seems like loading PNGs is sometimes just too much for Godot. Or, like, I don't even know what the issue was. Just loading a UI scene and then navigating it. Okay, took it a bit. Maybe it's because I have so many tabs open. Okay, there's the chase. And then we can do a scene change. Okay, so we'll just say, like, pursue. Yeah, so it's almost exactly the same thing. Do we have any? We don't have any things in here. I'm gonna put I don't know. I guess I'll just assume that it'll work. Okay, scene template. So this is Nightlight Spooky Woman. There we go. Okay, and we also need to see how does this quest. So this has CH Hidden Cave. And then this does basically the exact same thing. We're just going to have this like that. It's even crustier than this one, but I don't need to, like, elaborate on the same scene twice. And that means that now when we go to the light, which was somewhere in here, night light, street corner light. There we are. Okay. All right. Now I need to figure out how exactly we do this in Sadoc's context. So we have next phase nightlight. That means we don't need this. What we need now is Alright, we still need Chase Oleander to have, Oh, wait, no, we don't. I forgot that the thing was this, so... That means we also don't need this, I don't think? I guess that's fine. Okay, so this is when he is following us. Oh yeah, none of this stuff is actually correct anymore. You know, let's do like a go to phase. Let's call it Oleander Chase. And what we'll do is we'll also just have the same thing here. So that way, there we go. Next phase, Chase. Okay, Otherwise, context. Is that where we have this? Oh, I see. Exit plus context attack. Let's say the figure was a woman. Something is behind her. Okay. Let's see if this works. So basically, we go here, we're gonna do an advanced time -2. Why is my... Oh, I see. If we go to main 2D. I don't have my live debug toggle working anymore. Wait, why isn't this working? Oh, I see. Okay. This should not be possible. Or let's say this is always working, and then the rest... this is a nightmare. I have a better idea. Just have something here, so like this thing should always be working anyway. I think. No, that shouldn't. Just add a node. Like debug input. There we go. That way I can just like debug stuff. Oh wait, I forgot to do this. So, so this should be false by default. Okay. And then if we go into this, visible equals that, set process active. Oh, I see. Wait, this was supposed to be pushed as well. Hang on. Yeah, that's exactly, okay. That explains that. And now this works. So we're gonna do world advance time -1 or like -2. So that way this happens. Strange green lamp. What's that? Chases after it. Speaker.id. Speaker should not be null here. Because don't we have like a context chase? Oh wait. Let's just say if speaker and that. Okay. Oh, whoops. This is what we need. Have I like forgotten how to type? Okay. Do this. That way we can actually get to the proper scene and then we can pursue it, which was supposed to do... Oh, I see. It's because I didn't actually put it in here. Yeah. Then we need spooky woman. Boom. Doesn't this have... Oh, interesting. So how does Sadoc determine that we're getting attacked? Oh, we just do next phase. Okay. And then after that, if we have this, and then we'd have otherwise. Is that the creature? Taking people at night? So who is the woman? let's say just like to do something here. Because what I actually want is this. Boom. And then we'll do this. Thank you. And actually I have a good idea. If this is active, we do that. If we have chase, or we have this, or we have that. And in fact, we can just do get phase. Otherwise, we do this one. Okay. So we need to kill this creature. I'm not sure we would. I'll let the stock that we found. We should get out of here. Or so let's have exit plus main speaker dismiss. There we go. Okay, so now I should be able to talk. Oh, not quite. Alright, what I'm gonna do is if main speaker, so if we've killed the creature, next phase chase, go to phase chase. That way we can talk to him. So what was that or was that the creature taking people at night? It looked, let's just say it doesn't. Thank you for your help, Jackie. I think we did it. I'll let Premier Sadok know we found where the creature came from. Or I'll... suppose there's no reason for us to stick around. And then, here's the woman. Okay. And then he was supposed to dismiss himself. He has not done that. Why not? Go to scene path, no such scene. That's fine. Oh yeah, because it's empty. Okay, so these seem like they're not an issue. Nothing at the moment. I think what I'm gonna do is, if we have state get stat, or no, journal task is complete, night lights. Do you need to stick around? Sure, there's not really any reason. And with me eliminated, let's see. as a suspect, of course. Okay, let's say this as exit plus main speaker dismiss. Actually, we can just do main speaker dismiss. Oh yeah, we also need player has follower. NL. Oh wait, no, that's literally like the top thing here. So yeah, I think we have Oleander as a follower. Otherwise, we go to phase night. Actually, let's do like otherwise. To do what now? And this is going to be journal task is active. Night light 2. This is only for that one. Actually, I think it needs to be this way. Yeah. Okay. Very simple stuff right now. But I'm gonna try to reevaluate this dialogue now. Oh, there's supposed to be this rock was supposed to be moved. So that was cave entrance? South cave 1? No, not this one. Where did this go? South clearing. Okay, so for whom is this? Why is this here? I think it's this. So nightlight slash chase. Okay, I see. When we do... So we still need this, actually. In fact, we just can do that. And actually, can I just do context chase main speaker and then exit? Oh wait, no. We need this to be not a string. Okay. And then what I can do is I can just add the stat here of just like state add stat. Night light chase. Then, oh yeah, we need to go, at the moment, we need to go here. That was supposed to do this, right? Huh? So hidden should be hidden, revealed should be revealed. Actually, I just had a good idea. Debug data. Or debug console. So, we have the result here. Get error text, output equals, ex this. Let's do elif output is dictionary. There we go. And what this does is I can now do, let's clear this. Boom. Not quite. Oh, right, because it's not a method. There we go. So now I don't need to call print. Just makes it a little nicer. But okay, what I'm looking for is there should be nightlight slash chase. Oh, but okay. That makes sense. And it updates instantly. And now we can go into here and we have this. Did you need to stick around? Why is the music dead? Oh right, I keep forgetting. This song is weird. So I think now I need the other guards. I'm trying to think. How do we do this now? Why is this guy not here? I think Oleander should... I guess Oleander can be here. So this is Nightlight Part 2. Oh, right. I see. Wait, I don't see. Unless that wasn't there. Wait. Okay, so I see the issue. This is no longer here either. So now we can go back in. Oleander's here. The other guy is not here for some reason. Why is he not here? Conditional get stat, nightlight people leaving. This should be not state get stat, people leaving. There we are. What are you guarding here? Very well, take care. So... now what? But, no, this, oh yeah, Nightlight Part 2. I think what I should do is, if we do not have the journal... I think what I need... Task is active. Nightlight. We'll do this. Otherwise, not journal task exists. Nightlight 2. Otherwise, task is active. Nightlight 2. Otherwise, that. Okay. So, to do activates the next task. Okay, let's make sure that this is where I think it's supposed to be, which is that now you can start Nightlight Part 2. Okay, to do activate the next task. Oh wait, I see. I also need my... Hang on. Add-ons, NP dialog. Tools. Open package file. Because I forgot, I added a cool new feature, which is this. And eventually, I'll explain what it is. But basically now, I write all of the narration in first-person plural. It has plot significance. But okay. Nightlight 2. So let's say, what are you doing here? Isn't the creature dead? It is, but we still don't know. Check the whole cave system. Nobody knew this was here. Pretty scary to think about. So the creature and the green lamp have left us with more questions than answers. I think what it's going to be is the creature and the green lamp are with the creature dead. They've discovered the new, or we've discovered a new So as part of our investigation, previously unknown cave, is there more, or are there more creatures inside? Okay, that seems about good. And then we can go to phase, night lights. Actually, I just realized journal task is complete. Nightlight 2. We can just do this. And then when we go to Nightlight 0, it's going to be like this. Alright, so what are you doing here? Isn't the creature dead? It is, but we need to check the whole cave system. Nobody knew it was here. It's pretty scary to think about. And let's say, do you want any help? Or, luck with that. Me too. I think you need to ask. Oh yeah, wait. I already have a thing here where Okay, so that's all there. So regarding the crime scene. So could I get into the cave? Okay. Let's have this here. So like so we were told to only let peacekeepers through, so I wouldn't be able to help much if I can't get into the cave myself. Let's say in the caves. So I can... Okay. So when request is denied... So I don't think we need any of this stuff then. Yeah, we don't need any of this now. Okay, so none of this is actually relevant anymore. Suppose my only hope is to ask him directly. Next phase. Night light. And then we'll do like a note. Night light. Annoy Sadak. With their investigation. Or let's say this Sadak. This Sadak fellow's been nothing but rude. Or has not been friendly. To figure out why. Night light 2, probably be like grab L east or west. Let's go to the map. Because we got a bunch of stuff. Crab Hill entry. Yeah, because now the police are located about here. So this will be good enough. And then let's have night light 2. Okay. There, or like exit here. So Let's say... What do I want here? I'll leave that for now. Because, okay. Basically, now for this quest, there's a few things that I need. I still need more building, like, rapport with Oleander, because he's supposed to follow you around during this entire investigation and sort of be simultaneously annoying and, like, friendly. You know, because as I said, he's trying to, like, investigate you. And then I'm also filling out sort of the second part of the quest, which is, why is Sadak letting you into the cave? And I was writing it yesterday and the day before. Basically, I believe what he does is at first he's like, no, go to hell. You're, like, not part of the police. You can't just come, you know, barge into here. But then he considers several other things that he's been concerned about. One is he still thinks you're somehow involved, because you're just a foreigner who popped in right as these disappearances started. The other is, you now have special protections from the governor, so he can't just arrest you. And so I think what he's doing is he leads you into here, or lets you get into here, and then traps you, in order to try and figure out what you know. And then you can escape, and I haven't actually fully fleshed out, like, how do you quote-unquote defeat him? How do you get him into a state where he's like, okay, now I'll actually listen to you? You know, because if you just, like, shot him or something, that would not prove your innocence at all. So I think there needs to be some sort of event that proves that you're innocent to him, and that works as, like, an interesting set piece. But okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to figure out more of this stuff. So if task exists nightlight, we go to nightlight. And now it's quite tricky. Because we need to go to somewhere else. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flesh out part 1 of this quest, first of all. So I think I can do just a load game. Like user an L1. Oh, world load game. It doesn't work. Why does it not work? It's like this should do some things here. Yeah, why does this not work? Was there text submitted, call to load game? No, that's not what we need. Load game. So we get the text. Okay, what is our directory? NL1. So we have all of our text here. Yeah, we have all this stuff. So we have our state updated, new state, state equals new state, print loaded, loaded equals true. But then why is it here? Why is it not correct? Oh, I think I know why. Okay, it's because of this. Because I can't have this here. So that means I need to figure out how do I reload the game without having this here. So what if we did save, load, load it. Is it gonna... Okay. Let's try it now. Because yeah, it seems... the issue was I was just loading the game twice. So world, load, game, user, and L1. Okay. And now, this is also not correct, so I still need to start a new game anyway, because it's not, like, in the correct context. Oh, wait. Wrong button. Okay, use a note. This one. Get out of here. Okay. So now we can just get arrested. See what you got. Okay, so we get this stuff. So I think the main thing is that I need to make sure that, I need to make sure the player gets arrested before they're fully aware that they can do this, probably. Well, I guess either way would work for me. In one way, they would have less contact with Oleander, though. Okay. Okay, so I'm not getting anything here. I have not gathered enough suspicion to be arrested. Which means... I know what it means. I'm gonna save and exit here. I'm gonna just adjust the, like, levels on these city guards, so that way you get arrested earlier. So yeah, let's say if it's greater than or equal to 2 here. Then like 3. Okay, because I want as much dialogue as possible here. And at some point, the Peacekeeper should also, like, actively run up to you and arrest you. And that'll be for, well, I guess I can just have that in, like, the overview, for example. So yeah, because we have, like, ready this stuff. Function... No, like, if... not save load state get stat released. Oh, I have a good idea. elif save load state get stat nightlight sus is greater than or equal to 4, then we'll have one of our NPCs arrest us. Being released and the apology. Let's... Guards chase you down. And this is going to be NPC Peacekeeper. Dot rest. Dot emit. Let's try that. Or actually, when we press the play, man, talker 2D. What does a talker 2D do? On pressed. Let's do that. Basically, one NPC will be activated to chase down the player. And we'll just have, like, the guard waves you down. Actually, what if we just have, like... Current scene, talk to self. Let's have an entry. So if not entry, then entry equals talker dot custom entry. And so that way I can override what we do with the talk to. And then I'm going to have a player, or let's go to talk to a talker. Let's just do if dialogue talk custom entry. And this is going to be just function talk entry string. There we go. So now what I can do is, in our overview map, we can just have talk arrested. Let's say a guard waves you down. And we're going to have arrested mentioned here. I need you to come with me. Actually, we don't even need to go to arrest here. We're just going to have this. You know what? I'll probably forget that. Let's call this entry arrest. Okay. So now what I can do is we load in. And what is our stats? Our state data. So we need, so what's our suspicion? Our suspicion's 4. Okay, that's good. So that means when we come out here, our guard waves us down. Excuse me, ma'am, I need you to come with me. What? You're suspicious. I don't need to explain it. No, I don't think I will. No, I think I will. Okay. And then basically this is all the same right now. There it is. Single day. I don't have anything on me. This. Why would it be a crime? Okay. I've been told to avoid getting to the city. I've been told it probably isn't normal specters. Okay. Beautiful stuff. Oh, right. Wait. We were released, though. What? Context release should have released us. Yeah, we have. Oh, I see. We need to add the stat first and then go to the scene. That makes sense. Let's try it again. Wait. Hang on. What I'm gonna do is state get stat released. Shouldn't be here. Fade out. Context exit plus context release. There we are. I'm tired of accidentally triggering that dialogue when it's like I'm done. I didn't need to be here anymore. Is it gonna load? No, hang on. Nightlight. Okay, so now it's actually, I just haven't done the, wait, no, I bet you Sadak. Okay. I just need that in here, so. Context release. Yeah. State add stat. Oh wait, I need this. Okay. So now it should release us. You shouldn't be here. Is it world fade out? Yeah. I am melting. But okay, we shouldn't be here because we got released. Great, and that means that when we talk to the guards, we're no longer this, but they do talk to us. So what I could do is have the same thing, except now they wave you down and tell you about the good news instead of the bad news. In fact, that would make sense. Okay, let's do that. Because now I have the power to make the NPCs do things. NPC peacekeeper dot talk entry what's it gonna be? City guard meeting. Or like entry meeting. Actually, let's have this be meeting. And then this is going to be entry meeting up here. A guard waves you down again. Okay. The guard waves you down again. You're Jacqueline Southcott, right? I'm not getting arrested again, am I? Probably not. The governor invited you to meet him. His office is in the Citadel. Oh, why? He shrugs. Not my responsibility to know. I'll go when I go. Okay. I find it hard to believe I was a suspect in your investigation. Okay. How's the investigation? Alright, I'll leave, you freaking dick. This is our guy. This is our important gentleman. Okay, so I appreciate the apology. Why was I arrested? Sadak was the guy, right? I don't know now. Actually, I have another matter to discuss. Since you're a valued guest and there's been some concerns about safety at night, we wanted to give you personal security while in the city, free of charge. It's Mr. Oleander. So, how does this work exactly? Think of Oleander like a personal security guard. He'll show you around the city, making sure you stay safe and out of trouble. It sounds more like he's monitoring me. Oh no, not at all. We have no reason to think you're doing anything illegal. We just don't get many visitors to this part of the country. It'd be a shame if their experience was anything less than excellent. I know the best food in the city. I can show you everything there is to see. No. Okay. Yes. Not at the moment. Okay, so this is the guy that we have. Let's have... So if we have Nightlight, let's have Guide 1. So, like, go to Phase Guide. Oh, wait, no. We're gonna have this first of all. And we know that this is all gonna be here, so we have that. Guide 0. guide loop. Okay. Otherwise... Let's exit here. Actually, let's go to guide loop. So this is like the first time we talk to him, and then it'll be guide 1. We'll just go to guide loop. So what do you want to do? Isn't it supposed to be task exists now? No, that's not true. Yeah, okay, this all makes sense. How does this work? You just follow me around? In the city. Yes. Do anything specific? Okay. My YouTube died. I was so diligent. Okay, our tiny Oleander. Nothing at the moment. You again. Okay, so now what we need is... So we have Nightlight 1. So this is going to be tricky. Because now I need to figure out... Yeah, because a lot of this stuff is, I think, outdated now. Well, not too badly yet. I think all of this is fine. It's just I now need to include other stuff. Let's do state, no. Player has follower, NL Oleander. Why is she out past curfew? Keep seeing you wander around past curfew. Starting to wonder if you really are involved. And then I'm gonna have a similar thing to this. Well, do I actually need... I don't really need, like, every single detail, so I'm just gonna not have that, honestly. Actually, let's have that, though. Okay. Let's do, like, not state get stat Sadak Oleander Knight. I can't stop her. Actually, So I figured the purpose of personal security was to let me it was safe, even at night. So I'm going to bed now. You know, let's make this 21, so 9:30 p.m. Okay. I figured the purpose of personal security was to make sure I was safe, even at night. So that doesn't mean you're free to break laws. I think what I'm gonna do here to do Sadak and Oleander talk the player and butt in with contextual dialogue. Let's say that. Let's do player as follower Nightlight Sadak, or no, Nightlight Oleander. Sadak nods to Oleander. Otherwise, yeah, we don't need night patrols anymore, because originally one of the mechanics was basically the fact that you had to figure out where Sadak was, but I honestly don't care that much, because now that Oleander's following you by default, that's a much more likely thing. Like, that's a much more likely avenue for the player to find this creature. Let's just have this. And then, you know, he's gonna keep talking to Oleander directly. It just feels like the sort of like implicit atmosphere of disrespect that Sadok would bring. You know, he will explicitly disrespect you, but he also wants to do it implicitly. Like, that's just, like, how he is. Also, I'm moving my desk up. It's so hot in here. Okay. What I need, though, is to make sure... Let's have a similar thing here of, like... to do... talk without you. So, do anything specific? Let's use a note. I think we need to figure out. So we need now Oleander to be a partner in crime with the Nightlight. Note, Nightlight. What do... So, and this will be... Journal task is active. Light. Question. NL questions. You know about the disappearances. I thought you were questioned on the... are you... Then? If you... Well... What do we want? Let's say... I don't want to be considered a suspect, so... Or the best way... Seems I'm a suspect. So what better way to clear my name than to find out who's actually responsible? You know what? Let's have that. Let's have, didn't we have this? Oh, I already deleted the conversation, even though I could have reused it, I think. Well, maybe I couldn't have. So let's say, oh, that makes sense. Oh yeah, we need state, get stat, Sadok, new, I figure if I can help him, me. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I might completely remove Sadok from the later parts of this investigation. Or like, you know, basically what it used to be was Sadok is super antagonistic towards you, but then you find a weird green lantern and you can go up to him and be like, hey, I found a weird green light. And he's like, oh, well, I'll follow you in the dead of night off of my patrol path and see what it is. No, he's not going to do that. That's Oleander's job. So now it actually makes sense for somebody to be around and, like, follow you. And it makes sense that it would not be Sadok. Because the only reason I had him doing that was because, like, I didn't know how to actually make a character see what you're doing. But if we have Oleander, who's more friendly and also, like, has to follow you, now it makes sense. And then I can make Sadok as big of a dickhead as I want. Because, like, he doesn't have to help you for the plot to work. But okay. Yeah, so I'll need to sort of untangle this mess. So, I think we're gonna have a not discussed. Let's have this here, actually. Do you have any theories where about the disappearances? So, I think I know about as much as you. And eventually I can make this feel more accurate, but right now, this is the players standing around, and they just ask Sadok, or ask Oleander. So what do you know about the disappearances? Isn't that what you were questioned about? Are you curious, then? So it seems I'm a suspect, so what better way to clear my name than to find who's actually responsible? Oh, that makes sense. So you want to help investigate. Or, that man Sadok knew my mother. I figure if I can help him, he might help me. And then otherwise, it's going to be, my mother disappeared when I was young. I suppose I don't want the same happening to someone else. Did you ever find out what happened? No. Let's say not yet. That's why I'm here. So did she go missing here? She was born here. Maybe the medium will work then. Okay. So we got that. Protecting those. think I should have some sort of, like, internal stat for, like, Oleander liking you. But I'll probably think of it. Well, I don't actually have any outcomes yet for that, so I'll just ignore it for the time being. What if Oleander... Oh, hang on. My desk is, like, groaning every time I move it up and down now. Wait, I was tired of standing. What if he talks about Sadok here? Because I think Oleander doesn't have the sort of conflict. Reminds me of Sadok. I'll take that as a compliment. So yeah, maybe the player gets some juicy bits on Sadok before they necessarily need to, or before they've, like, been, quote, like, through the platforming stuff, so they can, like, defeat him early with the power of, like, hitting, like, just telling him things that hurt him and hurt his feelings. But yeah, I'll just kind of write it out. Oh, his family died in the war. I imagine. So I suppose that's meant to be a compliment. See, I'm trying to think, what exactly is Oleander getting at? Because I think Oleander basically assigns any positive attributes to Sadok. Because Sadok was, like, his mentor as a kid. Trying to think, did Sadok actually do anything genuinely good? And then the Peacekeepers. So let's have this now as a thing that I need to figure out. Hmm. Let's just say Oleander speaks very highly. Alright. NL Oleander and Sadok. Okay. So I'll need to make sure that I never accidentally do the wrong Oleander like that. What I really should do is just give him a different ID. Ah, well. Because, yeah. Eventually it should just be his name. Since I'm not going to have, like, 2 Oleanders. And let's also have here, note, Sadok, orphan. According to Oleander, parents and siblings in the war, Valens. Okay. Alright. Let's note this as note Oleander, or no, state add stats Oleander medium. I should probably have like a special tag for when you discuss something, but I got so many special things. You know, I'll just say it. I'll just leave it at that. He likes Sadok. He speaks highly of him. We have this stuff. He's a friend? Man? don't know. He's never told me how he knows her. I'd say that for now. Eventually I'll need to figure out, like, because you can do the quests with Sadok in different orders, so you can actually learn some information, I think. I think... Let's just say... And I suspect, and I want to find anyone who knew her. If I knew more about her, I might be able to figure out where she went. Let's say, because this is actually kind of one of the less... I'm going to say this is the order now. If I know about her. Okay. Let's have state add stats Oleander help with Sadok maybe? Okay. If you want to help investigate, perhaps I think we just need to ask people around town. In fact, you might have something help in ways we can't. Some people in town don't like us much. But maybe they'll talk to an outsider. let's note that. Night light outsider. So Oleander suggested that people might trust me. Be more open with me. And your peacekeepers. And this will be night light. The question mark is completely unnecessary because the task is active and we have it. But, oh well. Well, no well. So I think, note, I have a few ideas. A lot of these are going to be... I think most people will actually want you to not have Oleander with you, but actually, now I'm thinking, how do I square this circle? Can we get Oleander to, like, give us space where he'll pretend he's not following us? Because I don't want to have the player constantly have to dismiss him and then walk all the way back up to the Citadel and get him again. But it would make sense if people don't talk to you if you have that security guy following you around. I know. I'll keep my... You know what, I'll just say, I'll just keep my distance. Keep my distance. When you talk to people, make them think we aren't related, or make sure they don't think together. And actually, I kind of want this to be like, and not completed. NL questions. So I'm gonna have back true be, oh yeah, this is fine. Like that. And then otherwise, note night light. Back. Where, and L1 generic. And this will be journal task is active nightlight. Theories about the disappearances. And so the way that I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to have all of the other notes in here. So we do this one first. And that's why this is here. But then this is deleted permanently. And you can talk about basically any like specific notes. that you bring up. So let's use a note. Nightlight. What do you know about the disappearances? Isn't that what you were questioned about? Are you curious then? She go missing? Maybe if I knew her better, I could figure out where she went. If you want to help investigate, I think we should ask people around town. In fact, you might be able to get more information than you might be able to get information the peacekeepers can't. There's an apostrophe. Some people in town don't like us much, but maybe they'll talk to an outsider? I'll keep my distance when you talk to people. Make sure they don't think we're together. Or so they don't think we're together. So note nightlight. Outsider. Oleander suggested that people might be more open with me as an outsider than the peacekeepers. So nightlight. Oh yeah, journal note. What am I looking for? This. Everything's dark themed now. Everything looks the same, so I can't tell anything apart. Okay. But now... So I think what I should do is... let's just have this as nothing for now. That was all. And what I'm gonna do instead is note Oleander. Where's the governor? Dialogue, quest major, nightlight, governor. Is he in here? Where would he be? Maybe he'd be in Crab Hill, like locations. Yeah, so when do we get nightlight security? This is one. Let's do like main speaker or player has follower. No, Oleander. And not this stuff. Let's just remove that. Oh right, this stuff isn't the same anymore. Yeah, because now we're in like whatever it would be. Okay, for now I'm going to put this here as just like discarded text that seems important. let's move this back to with the other notes. Yeah, so this is the one that takes precedence over the like generic fallback one. Why did the governor want you following me? What sites? Yeah, this seems fine, honestly. Okay. I am wondering if I'm being so heavy with the, like, use notes, use items system that players won't even notice that they can press a button to use special dialogue like this. And we're in the city, yes. Do you want to do anything specific? Let's use a note. Snock is on night patrols. So, what do you know about the disappearances? Seems I'm a suspect, so what better way to clear my name than to find out who's actually responsible? Okay. Now we can use a note again. Oh, I see. Because we don't need this here anymore. Because otherwise, it confuses it and it makes the game think that there's some sort of, like, thing. Oh, right. I need next phase guide. Okay, out with it. Why did the governor want you following me? You know, staying safe, seeing interesting things. I'm arrested and then receive a personal audit. Actually, I just had a good idea. This can be called NL questions still. Basically, if this has the same name as this one, put other night lights notes in here, then this will mark it as repeated. But okay, and I still also need to do next phase guide. Okay. So now if we use a note, now you can see what I'm talking about. So we can still bring these up. Because it felt weird to just have all of those disappear. What sites and towns would you suggest? Other things, I assume. Okay, let's actually just have... Where not journal dot, or let's say I still don't know why it felt. So this will be secrets. I still don't understand why the governor wanted you following me around. Let's say this for now. And actually, like, not completed. I feel like you weren't much of a spy. No offense. And then he's like, what do you mean? That proves quite definitively you weren't, or I did a pretty good job. I didn't murder a single person. On my watch. True. And then here, I'm just gonna put to do, can you ring out the reason that was all. Okay, so why security? So what are all of the questions that we can figure out and where we can get, let's go to Nightlight. Go to the woman, go to the guy. Or let's say, let's just call it this. Some people think the disappearances are from the Emirate. They wouldn't tell us that. It's not, to be clear. And let's just say I'm trying to figure out his, like, Oleander's vocab. He's not as eloquent as Sadok, but he is still quite fluent just because, for convenience sake, yeah, it's basically just a contrivance for the sake of the player, because I don't want to have to write a bunch of broken English. Plus, perhaps for story reasons, like they would have somebody who's fluent in English for a visitor that speaks English. But it's not true. I don't think we would. We had a couple guys disappear. Everybody's spooked. You don't want to go on night patrols. Okay, so this will be another thing with the not Emirate. Claims. So Oleander claims somebody disappeared. Or few of the victims were also peacekeepers. Okay. So when we do a note, or no, journal, function note, main tag. Okay, so what I can do is, if this is not true, heard something. And I'll have a similar thing here where we can do, well... This seems to confirm Oleander's claim. Well... say that. Note, night, light, what is it? Nim? People suspect... Nim is kidnapping people. You know, I will need this, though. So let's have this as, like... Oh, yeah, I forgot. I can't do slashes. Because it causes... It, like, breaks the, other thing. And you know what? Let's have a similar thing with not emirate. Nightlight others. You know what, let's just put all of these in here first of all. Nightlight timeline. What is the nightlight timeline? So nightlight nim, nightlight timeline. I'm going to say this is the most important one. Nightlight dim lights. Nightlight not specters. And then we also need the green lamp. And we should also have, just in case, the nightlight. So this one is important. And this one is not as important, but it could be important. Oh, there we are. And then we'll have something like this. Let's do, like... I'm brilliant. Somebody said. So let's say this. Might be dark figures. Two figures talking in the light. We're talking in one of the alleys. So that could be important. Let's have that be in one of our phases, like guide. Figures. So let's see where those... Let's see, so it should be, where's Sadok's time? You heard there were figures out at night, right? Yes. You should, if you can lead the way and keep watch. Otherwise... Let's rest up. It sounds like we can, maybe spot them. Otherwise... there are those... We can, be related to all of this. Okay, there we go. So this way, if the player keeps talking to him, they can sort of stumble their way through the quest. But they don't necessarily need to. It's basically all just making the dialogue make sense and also leading the player to interesting things. That's how I've been thinking of it, of like, basically the quests should just funnel the player into the interesting things. Where it's like, it's not strictly linear, but like all of the forces around you gradually push you in the direction of the content. But okay. Save Nightlight Green Lamp. Somebody saw two figures talking in one of the alleys past curfew. Where was it? Let's do... If you want, we can... And this is going to do set, phase, guide, figures? What was it called again? Okay, it was. I saw a strange green lamp. It's green? Where? I can show you. Okay, let's have that, and then we're gonna do, you... Heard the lights are getting dimmer. Alright, heard the street lights are getting more dim. Noticed anything? Seem to agree that it couldn't be specters. I don't think, they're not that smart. Yeah, they're not very smart. If it was them, we would have caught it already. Or if it was one, we would have caught it already. Yeah, that makes sense. Broken lamp. It's strange. One of the street... Oh, that's not good. Hopefully it wasn't too dark. Or I guess, streets are always spooky at night. Okay, and the nightlight timeline, so, timeline. Who is this? City Shop? Nightlight timeline. Okay. How long would you say the disappearances have been happening? So the first missing person disappeared, what was it, 17 days ago? To do. Make this a specific date. Yeah, I think this would make sense. And actually, I'm gonna put that in the questions as well. So, to do, make the start of the disappearances same every time. It always reinforces. Because basically, what it used to be was relative to the time that you started. What am I trying to say? Or like, it always started 17 days ago from the first time that you were arrested. But I think what it should be is it should have started at a fixed point in the past. And then no matter how long you've been playing, they are still well, that could be too complicated though. Because what if the player just stays in the game for a really... Well, I can just say, like, it was 475, days or whatever. I can just make it awkward. But how long would you say the disappearances have been happening? So the first missing person disappeared 17 days ago. Lines up with what other people are saying. And then, have you heard that there are... Somebody said there was a string of disappearances like this a few years ago. I think there was. I bet Sadak would know. Sadak? Let's call it Nightlight. Sadak. Others. Oleander suggested I ask Sadak about the other missing people. And so this will be Nightlight, Others, Sadak. Nightlight. That wasn't different. I only joined the Peacekeepers a few years ago. Okay. So now what I need is notes, night, light. Oh wait, I guess this is fine with this. Nightlight green lamp, nightlight broken lamp. Let's do notes, night, light, others. Someone said there was a string of disappearances similar to this one a few years ago. Would you know anything about that? So how do you know about that? Asking people about it. It was about 4 years ago. People had been... There was a string of disappearances. A long string. I believe 20 people disappeared. You know, I think it was longer. 8 years ago. Hmm. You know what to do? Does this go anywhere? I don't know if that line of questioning actually leads to something. It seems like it should be important, though. Let's have this actually above this. Okay. So now, if we're at the green lamp, so within green street lamp, go to phase chase. Let's have context light active, otherwise we're gonna have I need to add a stat here. Actually, let's just have this here, and we're gonna have actually state add stats Oleander green lamp. That way I can do a few things. So state get stats Oleander green lamp. Oh, hang on. My brother's back. I have food now. Nice. But okay, where was I doing? Right, we were doing the guide stuff. Basically, if you've told Oleander about the place, this is the light. I guess it doesn't turn on it. It's on. I guess we can come back later. And then otherwise... it's like... This is going to be state get stat. The light itself... Basically, if it's a green lamp... It's the oddest thing, this light was green before. Maybe it burned out. Okay. I'll leave that there. This kind of does Oleander's stuff. I guess I'm gonna do one final playthrough. Or like finish up the quest. So let's talk to Oleander. I don't believe for a second that. I suspect the Emirate is kidnapping political enemies. Some people think the disappearances are from the Emirate. I see why they wouldn't tell us that. But it's not true. We had a couple guys disappear last week. Everybody's spooked. They don't like going out at night either. People seem to agree that it can't be, or couldn't be specters causing the disappearances. Yeah, they weren't very smart. If it was one, we would have caught it already. Shopkeeper thinks the street lamps have dimmed over time. Heard the street lamp lights are getting more dim. Are they? I haven't noticed anything. And then people have been disappearing for a little over 2 weeks. The first missing person disappeared 17 days ago. That lines up with what other people are saying. Okay. So what we need now is the important one. Not that one. We need this one. One of these guys. What do I know about this? Heard the Emirate might be responsible. Okay. Actually, let's have rename cousin. He was a beret. Do they come out every night? I don't like looking out at the lights. Something wrong with them. Very interesting, thank you. That was all. That seems to be the key one. And this makes it easier for me to have Oleander, like, deliberately stay away from conversations, because then I don't have to write more dialogue. You know, as if, you know, a shame for all the people who wanted more dialogue in the game. Oh my god. Oleander's barely a character and he has 390 lines of dialogue. How many does Sadak have at this point? Huh. Oleander's pretty close. I guess Sadak needs more stuff. He has a lot of stuff that I've written off stream. Basically unreleasable, but okay. This is the key one. That could be important. If you want, we can keep watch at the spot. That was all. And he says, you heard there are figures out at night, yeah? If you could lead the way, we can keep watch and see if we spot them. Okay, so we need to go up to here, and then we look at this. Why is the light green? Who's there? Who is that? Oleander points at something in the green light. It moves. Wait. He chases after it. He was supposed to chase after it and then didn't. We have context chase main speaker. So we can try again? Yeah. So why was this? Oh, right, because this needs to be exit plus still. Okay. So I think it's because I did something. Yeah, so this... I'll figure that out eventually. It's getting away. Pursue, and then figure was a woman. Something is behind her. Why is this not, I'm not sure why that happened, but okay. We killed the creature. Was that the creature taking people at night? It looked... It doesn't matter. Thank you, Jackie. I think we did it. I'll let Premier Sadak know about the cave. I suppose there's no reason to stick around. What are you doing? Isn't the creature dead? It is, but we need to check the whole cave system. Nobody knew this was here. It's pretty scary to think about. Do you want any help? Yeah, in the caves is awkward there. I don't have the brain space for larger dialogue bits, but I can polish up like one conversation. Oh, well, we were told to only let peacekeepers through the cave. Let's just say that. I'm quite good at climbing. I bet I could get places nobody else can. I'll ask Sadak. He could make an exception. He pulls out a strange device and taps on it. He's typing? No. If she asks again, arrest her. That was fast. Sorry, I thought he'd make an exception. He doesn't like me much. You really did help. Did you do something to make him mad? He hasn't liked me much since the moment he set eyes on me. Was that during the arrest? Maybe he still thinks you're a suspect. I suppose my only hope is to ask him directly. It's guarding the cave entrance. Can I go through? No, it's a crime scene. Nobody's allowed in until we've thoroughly investigated. I think this guy should be a lot less... Like, yeah. A crime scene. Sorry. Sure. No tours. No tours. Crime scene. I think I need a skip here. This would make sense, perhaps. So, I actually helped find the creature that was killed here, you know. So let's call it a skip there. I heard something to... Yeah. IU's not going to be this big. Near the Bailey? No, wait. It's still crime scene. No tours. Let's say we're not getting anywhere. So yeah. Very well. Take care. Alright. Skirting the cave entrance. Hello. Can I go through? That seems to have done something. Oh, because it's probably this? No skip, maybe? Okay. Can I go through? No. No tours. Crime scene. Right, so... The only issue... What if we did just true? Because I basically want the ability to have, you know, some choices, and then some choices right after it. But okay, I think once I get this dialogue the way that I want it, that'll be the end of today. Can I go through? I actually helped find the creature that was killed in here, you know. It's still crime scene? No tours. You're not getting anywhere with him. Oh, wait, hang on. Did it just work? Oh yeah, nice. Okay. So I figured out a way of making it so that basically, if this isn't here, it assumes these are all part of the same list of things. But okay, I can just put true there. And it'll recognize an empty line of dialogue. Okay, automatic dictionary printing. Okay. More stuff with Oleander. Because now part 1 works with Oleander. Admittedly, there's not much characterization for him yet, so that would be something that I'd want to do. Let's actually put that in here. So let's complete this rework. Fix Sadok in part 1. Characterize Oleander. So like, I don't know, positive depiction of Emirate. Because basically, one of the useful things is that having Sadok and Oleander right next to each other sort of gives like the most positive and most negative views of the emirate that you can have simultaneously. Because Oleander's a very like friendly guy. Even though he believes everything the emirate believes, the same as Sadok does, he's not an asshole about it, basically. Where Sadok is an asshole about everything. And in fact will endanger your life at various points. But okay. Update to do. Interesting that these tags are only added when it's removed. But okay. I'm gonna say that'll be it for today. Because I got a plate of food and I want to eat it. But I will be back either Friday or Sunday, depending on when I do grocery shopping. Yeah, thank you for stopping by. Have a good night, and see you later.